Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Built by Ollie. My name's Ollie, and yeah, this week I thought I'd do a relatively new tank on the market, something that hasn't been around for a long time, the Griffin by Geek Vape. So what I'm going to be doing this week is I'm putting a fairly big build in here because, well, you know, the manufacturer, that's what they said. They told us, hey, you can put massive builds in here. The build deck is nice and big and you can put quite a bit of wick in here. So yeah, let's go ahead and test it out. Dive down and I'll show you what we're going to need for this build. Okay, so what I'm going to be using is my 521 tab from Geek Vape. Hey, look, matchy. Here's the deck. This is my cotton bacon. I'm going to be using cotton bacon as wick. I've got a little side cutter to chop the leads. I've grown to love this little tool as well. This little Witofo Allen key vibe. So we're going to be using that obviously for the post screws over here. Ceramic tweezers for pinching and pulsing. Presses to snip the wick. Little 3mm screwdriver to wrap my coils around, also to adjust. And then I've got a piece of fused Clapton wire that I wrapped earlier. It's a dual 26 gauge nichrome core with 36 gauge Kanthal Clapton on the outside. I'm going to be doing 6 wraps over this 3mm screwdriver. It should come out to about 0.16. But yeah, and then obviously the pick. We all love the pick. Yeah, so let's get to the build. Okay, what's up? So I'm going to start with my piece of wire. Here's my deck, and as you can see, I've opened up all my screws, unlike last week where I had to flip and fiddle in between the build. But this is now, so the first part, okay, what I actually want to just cover is, almost like a little how to wrap a Clapton, or how I wrap a Clapton, how I think it's just the best way to wrap it. Obviously, being a thin wire wrapped around a thick wire, if you pull too much on it, okay, obviously you can strip those Claptons off. So what I like to do is I actually just push the wire around the screwdriver, the 3mm screwdriver. It just makes it, obviously you want to keep these Claptons as close together, obviously for looks wise, obviously, but I mean, you don't want it to strip because then you're going to lose performance on your wire. So what I do, I'm actually just going to move this down. What I do is I'll start off dead straight, okay, and I'll just put a kink, all right, in my wire. So now I've got almost this sort of look. Then what I'll do is I'll use my thumb just to catch the wire, okay, while I bring this other one around. And I'll actually use the wire itself to bend. I don't pull on it in any fashion. You'll just see. What I do is I just pull it down and I pull it across. Then I bend the wire around. I don't pull it like, normally when you wrap coils, you just like pull and wrap. With this, you got to be more gentle. So I just do this kind of thing. You see how I'm wrapping? I'm just wrapping it around that screwdriver, just keeping it nice and tight. I'm doing a 6 wrap over here. I've already made one before, just to save time because this is quite time consuming. Just use the wire, just bend the wire around the screwdriver. Don't pull it around to try and tighten it, because we're going to tighten it now anyway when we slot it into the into the deck. So what I'll do is I'll just bring it a little bit across, so it's almost that sort of vibe, and then I'll snip it. I've got a little bit of excess over here, but that's okay. So anyway, there's my 2 coils, okay, nice and beautiful. I'm going to pop those in here now. So let's do the zoom thing. So being a velocity style deck, obviously you're going to slot one wire in the bottom and one in the top, okay, so you've got almost that vibe over there. See how the one sits in the top over here and the other one's sitting on the bottom over here? That's how you want it, okay. Then when I put them in, I actually push them right up against the deck, okay, right up against the deck. because just now when we tighten them down, I'm actually going to give them quite a bit of tugging. So I'm going to pull them quite hard, and that pulling is going to tighten them up. Okay, I'll do the same on this side. Just slip them in between those two leads and right up against. Okay. I'm going to grab my little tool over here. Once I got that going, I'll just I'll tighten these posts down. Okay, so now these coils are kind of tight-ish, but not too tight. They're just like, you know, just nice and snug in those posts. So let me just go and double check this side. Give it one more little spin. One more little spin. And at this point, you can actually snip those wires off. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Just snip one off. Obviously, as close as possible. As close as possible. You don't want any of this excess wire hanging around. Okay. So, sorry, my hand got in the way there. I just had to get as close as possible. There we go. And last of last. This one over here. Cool. Done and done. Okay, so now we've got to this point. Obviously you're going to see your coils are going to be like lekker skew and all out of shape and savage and what. But now I'll just insert my screwdriver, lift it up, push it across, pull it out of the way. You'll see. Check it out. Already it's starting to look a bit better. Okay, let's do a little bit more pushing and pulling on this side. Let's go to that side now. Give. Okay, so you basically just want to straighten these coils out just to make sure that they're all nice and, you know, kind of true. Then what I like to do is once I kind of got them in, like, you know, where they need to be, I will just loosen these slightly, okay, and I'll push them in just a hair, You know, being big coils, we're going to need as much space as we can possibly get. Like, you know, obviously the space in here is a premium, so especially with a big build, you know. So you just want to try and maximize the area that you've got to work with. Once I've done that on the one side, I'll do it on the other. Okay, just make sure they're now nice and tight. Then what I'll do is I'll take my screwdriver once again, pull them through, kind of straighten them out. Then with my ceramic tweezers, actually I won't use those ones, I'll use these ones here. I like my coils to be, okay, let's show you on this side over here. Do you see how these coils are all now running at an angle? Come, focus camera, there we go. So they're all running at an angle. Okay, I don't like that angle. So what I do is I will go in, I'll give them a pinch, and I'll just pull them and straighten them out. Okay. So by doing that, it's just going to make those coils look a bit better. Now I'm into, there we go. See, I'm into aesthetics, and I just think that looks better than a than that vibe over there. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do the same here. Let's just pinch them together. Let's give them a little straighten. Let's give them a straighten there. How's that looking? It's looking a bit better, but now it's skew. So let's just do that. There we go. It looks a bit better. Let me just check from my angle here. Okay, good. Let's see what they read at. Ooh, 0.15. 0.15. That's obviously the nichrome doing it. So 0.15, 0.16. That's the right nichrome doing its work over there. You know, nichrome is nice and low, and I think that's why I like using it so much. But yeah, we get to another part, another thing about Claptons. With Claptons, especially with these fuse Claptons, okay, like, you know, the ones that you'll probably even get from gas phase as well, Angelo's coils. the wire on the outside here is so thin, it's so delicate. Like, I mean, you guys, I mean, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more here. This wire is so small and so thin, and this is only 36 gauge. I'm sure he's using some thinner stuff than that. So with these coils, you don't want to strum them, because if you strum them, then you can actually break. You could break this wire that sits on the outside, especially when it's at such high heat. It obviously becomes softer, and if you're strumming it while it's hot, you're gonna like break these flipping wires, and then you're gonna get these stiff hot spots. They're not gonna glow evenly, and it's not gonna be the best vape that it can be, if you know what I mean. So that's why I like with these, and I'll just use the pinch and pulse. So what I do is I jam the screwdriver through here, wiggle it around, and then I'll just pinch, eventually work out all those hot spots, and you'll get a decent looking coil. So that's what I want to do. Also, pulsing is so important at this. If you get a hot spot, okay, and it gets a little bit too hot between these little threads of wire over here, you could also pop the wire. I've done that before. So we just want to pulse it slowly. Oh jeez, it would help if I was on fire mode, yeah. Okay, there they go. Start burning. Okay, saying now 0.11. There we go. There's a big hot spots happening on this side over here. So what I'll do is I'll just give them a jiggle, all sorts of angles, just like that, and that should help work out that hot spot. Let's have a look and see now. Yeah, see, not as bad on this side. The hot spot's sitting here now. So same thing. Let's jiggle it around, up and down, back and forth, give it a little bit of a spin over there. Let's see what's happened here now. Sure, these are looking good. Let's just heat them up all the way. Okay, still more hot spots to work out over here. As you can see, one coil's glowing way hotter than the other one. So we'll heat it up. Let's give it a pinch. Let's heat it up again. See, this one now is good. This one's golden. This one here, this one's looking good. This one over here, on the other hand, it's not looking so golden. So let's give her a pinch. Now when I'm pinching as well, you'll see I'm not pinching straight like this. Well, let's get that coil in focus. I'm not pinching it straight like this. What I'm actually doing is I'm angling it, and I'm grabbing the, see where that one is, the top section, and then the bottom section over here. So when I pinch it, it just brings that coil, keeps it straight, and it brings it in. So let's give it a pinch and a fire. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, those look great. Although something that's bugging me, and I should have picked it up earlier, this little section over here. Look at that bad spacing. Shocking. This is why you buy coils from Angelo, not from Ollie. Yeah. But that's fine. It's not gonna. Oh, hectic. Look, it's on this side as well. It's both exactly the same spots. One here, one here. Oh no. Alright, well at least it's symmetrical. But yeah, we're looking good, guys. That is that. Okay. So no strumming. You just want to keep it, keep it all nice and straight and get it looking good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make one more pass with a screwdriver. See, one side is lower than the other. Let me straighten them up one more time, and then we can get to wicking. Okay, so there we go. Dual fused Claptons. Yummy. Carlos, you're going to love this, bro. This is going to be bang on. Okay, for the wicking. Zoom out a bit. Cotton bacon, naturally. Now, these are 3mm coils. I probably could have gone a bit bigger, but I think this wire is just a hair thick. So I think 3mm would probably have been the maximum we could have gone here, unless we got those coils closer to the post, but I think they're perfect exactly where they are. So let's grab a little section of wick, not too little, not too much, and let's give it a twist. That actually might be a bit too much, eh? Let's just pull a little section. That's what I love about this bacon, eh? You just flip and pull sections off, and you're ready to rock and roll. Oh, check, yeah, this is much better, much better. Let's give it a quick roll on the one end. And plug it through. Just until it's, yeah, that's exactly how you want it there. Nice and like snug, not overly tight, not overly loose. Look, some people like tighter wick, some people don't. I like it kind of in between. I just think that cotton needs space to breathe, you know what I'm saying? So we'll snip it there, and then same with the other side. Bring it through, pull it, get it kind of, yeah, that's it. Now, how I wick this thing is I do the same. You know what? I use a lot of reference points in my wicking. Like, I cut things in line with other things so that I can get a consistent measurement, if you know what I mean. So in this case, I'm going to cut it flush, zoom in here, flush with the top here, with this ring, because when you bring it on the outside, okay, it's not, it's when it comes in, it's going to be a little bit longer, and it's going to be able to sit in these channels, okay, in these four wicking channels over there. So I want to cut it just on top of that, so that when I push it in, it's going to be the right length. Okay, so let's do that. Let's, oh wait, shit, sorry, my bad guys, my bad. I'm not cutting it on top, I'm cutting it underneath. That was it. Sorry. So let's do that. So I find that the base of my scissors, this section over here, actually just fits into the groove. So when let's see if I can get this here. So when I cut, this is a funny angle, it just sits in there. See how it won't go further, and then I go pop and I chop. So let's do that again. Snip. Then again, and snip, and again, snip. Okay, so now we've got 4 fat sections of wick. So what I always like to do is, because that amount of wick there cannot fit in the tiny little hole that's provided. So like I do with most of my wicks, okay, because I do big builds, most of my wicks is I'll just fluff them up like this, and then just trim the tops off. Go this side, trim it off. Just a little bit less wick to work with at the end of the day. Okay, now here, geez, it still looks like I've got a little bit too much wick. So what I'll do then is, in this state, is I will fluff them out that way. So now, instead of going up, I'm going across. So what I'll do then is I'll just snip it like this, just a little bit like that. Okay, hope you guys caught that. So I'll rest the blade against my coil, and I'll just go shoop, and then on this side shoop, and then on this side, done. Okay, so there, once again, less wick to work with. Alright, time to wick this bad boy. What I'm going to be using is Pauli's Guava. The stuff is incredible. It's exactly what I feel like as well. Nice guava vape. Let's dab it on. Also, paint. Just dab it on gently. Okay, that looks good. Zoom back in. Now, for the wicking, or actually let's just give this thing a quick fire. Oh, batteries are weak. It's all good. So now, what I want to do is I want to take this wick, alright, take this wick and shove it into these little holes here, okay, through the top. Now I don't take the ring off. You can take the ring off if you think it's a bit easier, because then you can just, you know, shove the wicks in and screw the ring over it, and bob's your auntie, you know. Then you've got everything. I'll just keep it in place because I've got this little special pick. It's easier for me to get in. So if you don't have a pick, you need to get one. Do you see how that wick is now just sitting in that hole under here? That's where you want it. I don't know, I've tried to bring it down and I've had the wicks right at the bottom, I've had them halfway. Doesn't work, eh? For some reason it just doesn't work. It's got to be sitting right on the top over here, and that's what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and do the next one. Take this, just shove it down there gently. Whoops. Sure. Sorry, Paulie, I'm wasting your juice, bro. Thought there was looks like I just dabbed a bit too much in there, yeah? But let's there we go. See that? That's exactly how you want it. Let's go this side now. This side here just feels like it might be a little bit too much wick. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's fine. It's fine. In that case though, if you wanted to, you could just snip it down, trim it down. Like if there was just way too much wick, you could just keep it flush with the base over here and just go and snip. But looks like we're fine here. Okay, so now there you have it. You've got your wicks coming through your coils, hanging into your wells. Not too shabby, I'd say. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill this tank up and give it a vape. Go back up top. Oh, let's have one more little fire. Pretend the screen's covered in vape. See up top. Okay, so yeah, there it is, guys. The Geek Vape Griffin. Look, this build requires quite a bit of power. I mean, this is my mod. I've just screwed the tank on yet. It's still at 40 watts from one of my other builds, but it needs a bit of power. So if you guys have got like smaller devices like the VTC minis and these 75 watt single battery mods, the Smock X Cube mini and stuff like that, maybe try a smaller build, because on a single battery, I mean, you're going to go through that battery so quickly. Rather put a bit of power to it. Rather use some of your bigger. I mean, I'm using my DNA 200 over here with the new silver flippin' carbon wrap. How sick does that look? But anyway, let me show you what it vapes like at 40 watts. It's gonna be horrible. Well, it won't be horrible, but it's gonna be lame, super lame. We don't like lame vapes, so. That was so boring. So boring. Yeah, look, I've been vaping this at about 75 watts. So let's take it up there. Sure, got to be so careful with this DNA. Oh, 79. See, look at that. Look at that. Fraction of a second. Okay. 75 watts. DNA 200. And this thing clouds, eh? Oh. For a tank, it's incredible. Flavor's intense. Flavor's intense, doesn't spit. It hasn't leaked on me once. It wicks perfectly well. I've never had a dry hit. Wait, I lie. I have, because if you keep your juice flow control closed and you vape it, you're gonna get a dry hit. So let's just open that up again. Oh, I've overshot the runway, boss. There we go. Keep the juice flow open. It'll be hundreds. This thing's just gonna wick and wick and wick and wick. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. I also want to say a massive thanks to Carlos. Thanks, bro. Thanks for letting me use your tank. This is his tank because I don't have one. So I went and picked it up this afternoon. You're going to love this build, bro. It's epic. It's right up your alley. And I know you love guava. So, yeah, I'll gooi in a tank of guava. So, yeah, bro. Enjoy. And see you guys next week.